What's up, my beautiful friend? Connor here. Got an impactful video for you today. We're talking about radical self-responsibility. Radical self-responsibility. And I believe this is truly the only way to get what you really want in this life. I think what you really want in this life is to feel in control and to feel empowered. To erase a feeling of victimhood and to erase a feeling of blame or shame. It doesn't mean those things don't kind of come up sometimes and we work on them to bring them back to a place of harmony within our system. But the backdrop is always looking to ourselves to see how did we create this problem in my life that needs to be now solved. And to remove any possibility of placing that upon another person, entity, government, corporation, or anything else that you could possibly place blame on. It's an easy thing to do, to place blame on other things and to not take that on ourselves. Now, I don't want you to sit at home and think about all these ways that you have let yourself down and to shame yourself and guilt yourself and to feel like you're a bad person, you're not doing it right. I also don't want you to feel like it's okay for other people or other entities or governments or corporations and so on to do things to you that you don't like, that cross your boundary. It's not okay. But at the end of the day, you have very, very little control over those things, over those people, those entities, those governments, those corporations. Very little control by comparison to the level of control you have right here. With this body, with this mind, with the actions you can do, with the emotions you can feel, with the spirit that you can enliven in yourself. You're in control of those things. You're not a victim to yourself. You can't be a victim to yourself. So the more you can take on radical self-responsibility, the more you create freedom within yourself. If everything that happens to you happens for you as a learning experience, that is a massive shift. And it is a very difficult thing to do. I'm not going to lie to you. You can't just flip a switch and turn that on. It's also really triggering for some people to hear that. You know, some people have had horrible things happen to them. I mean, rough things. And maybe a lineage of things, not just in their life, but in their parents' life, in their grandparents' life, their great-grandparents' life. A lot of that stuff we're not in control of. But we can turn it back to ourselves and say, how can I take responsibility for how I feel, for what I do with that information, for what happened to me? How do I turn that back to myself? What can I do with it? How can I synthesize it and turn it into something for me? To make it work for me, so that you're not turning up and just saying like, this terrible thing happened and now I am X, Y, and Z. But rather, this terrible thing happened. It presented this massive challenge for me, and I took that and I use it as a springboard to become more awesome, to become more compassionate, to become more self-aware, more self-led, more relaxed, more loving, more powerful. Because I genuinely believe that is what we all want. We want all of those things. We want to feel in control of our lives. And I think the truth is we are in control of our lives. We are. But we have to believe it at our core. And part of that process is clearing out all these crap stories that have been handed to us, and then we've taken on and just added on top of them how other people and other things have done things to us, and that's why we are the way we are, and that's why I can't get this thing, or I can't have this thing, or I'm not good enough. Essentially, that's what it comes back to. It's placing blame on the external world in order to reiterate this story for a part of you that feels worthless. And that part deserves your love. It deserves your love and attention. It's not healthy to just look at those parts of ourselves and be like, you're bad, go away. That's not self-responsible. Self-responsible is a person that takes care of those wounds within themselves, provides for themselves, nurtures themselves in order to heal and to grow through those experiences. because of those experiences. But that's your choice. That's not someone else's choice. That's your choice. And the more you can turn radical self-responsibility back into yourself to look at all of your stuff and not other people's stuff, the more power you have. You don't have to be a victim to anything. Things happen to you. I get that. I know that. Things happen to me. I get that too. And some of them I'm okay with. Some of them I accept. Some of them I really want them to happen to me. And some things I really don't like. Some boundaries that get crossed, I do not like that. I do not like to be disrespected. You don't either. But just because I don't like something doesn't mean it's going to change. I have to show up. I have to take self-responsibility and say, you treat me like this. Because that's the way I treat myself. And the more I do that, the more the world does that in reflection. Radical self-responsibility doesn't mean you're never going to have a challenge again. It means that you know what to do with that challenge. That you are not owned by that challenge. That you own that challenge. You accept it. You say, yeah, bring it on. You're going to bring it on anyway, so bring it on. Give it to me. I know what to do with that. I'm going to take that, I'm going to gobble it up. I'm going to turn it into my nutrients to surpass you, to go to the next level, and to show you how you can show up for yourself in a way you've never seen before. That's the way to change the world. Not blaming other people because they're not doing what you want them to do. People aren't just going to do what you want them to do. You got to do for yourself. And when you do that, then you're able to do for others. When you show that love and compassion and respect to yourself because you are radically self-responsible, then you have that love and that compassion and that respect to give to the world and to model that to the world. That is the way to change the world. It starts at home. Care about you. Hope you're doing awesome. Take care of yourself. If you need anything, post in the comments below. I got a lot of love for you, a lot of respect for you. I respect you.